Testing. Testing. Okay, you can stop. All right, my name is Jack Buck Buchkowski. We're at the Hotel Perle, the first hotel for groups in the US. We're gonna do a tour today. I'm gonna walk you through each of the spaces and give you an update on where we're at, show you renderings, how the space has evolved, the intricate backstories to each of the individual spaces. But first, if you haven't seen my videos before, this is the Hotel Perle. It's the first hotel for groups, and what I mean by that is every hotel room here is actually multiple bedrooms around a living room and kitchen. We call them suites, and there's 10 of them in this hotel. What's unique about this, different than other apartment hotels, condo hotels that have done this before, combining these larger units, everything else outside of the units is exactly like a boutique hotel. The design, marketing, branding, the experience. We have a lobby, we have a bistro bar, cafe, we have a pool terrace, and terrace level bar. It's gonna feel like a boutique hotel. We're gonna market to boutique hotel travelers, but it's gonna be for this new era of travel that's developed as Airbnb has sort of changed the industry and the way that people travel together and what they're looking for. Traveling together as friends, families, and groups. We'll start with the lobby, the cafe, atrium, and then we'll go upstairs to the rooms and the pool. And then we'll talk about what the next 50 days is gonna look like as we head towards launch. All right, it's raining right now, so I'm sort of hiding out. We got the camera over there, but this is the lobby space. This is gonna be where people enter. We're gonna have a check-in desk here and a grand staircase going up to the terrace, which we'll get to later. People can use their phones for check-in. You don't need as much staff, but we wanna keep the lobby experience and the idea of actually arriving at our place, at our property, and not just heading to your room with a key code on your phone. It's not the first time that someone has taken this idea of staying together as a group, what has traditionally been a vacation rental experience, you know, a family renting a home or a condo together. It's not the first time someone has taken that and sort of brought it to scale with multiple units. But when it's been done in the past, what people have called apartment hotels or condotels, they've sort of just left it at that. It's just a combination of units, and that's it. There's no real unifying space, experience, brand, design, and we wanted to make this truly a hotel. And so what does that mean? Where is the line drawn? This is something I think about a lot. And for me, one of the markers of that is having an actual lobby, a space that people come to that gives a sense of arrival. Even though we're not going to have it fully staffed, there's not going to be a concierge and a full-time check-in. We are going to have this sort of floating house manager position that we're really coming up with on the fly, someone who's floating around, engaging with guests, giving them tips for their stay, but not necessarily so rigid at the desk checking them in. So it's going to be a hybrid of that traditional experience. It's going to be lighter staff that goes with this more efficient model we're running. And it starts to make this place, you know, one little thing at a time, crawling back towards that traditional hotel experience without going all the way back. Let's go into the cafe. So this is the Charles and Julia Cafe. It got its name when we were looking at the names for the hotel. We worked with a branding consultant out of Denver, Lamora Designs. They presented us with about 10 different names for the hotel, a lot of them driven by the French heritage of this city. Hotel Perle being one of them, Charles and Julia being another. I at least, was initially drawn to the Perle above all else, but I love Charles and Julia. It's obviously a nod to the cross streets that we're on, St. Charles Ave and Julia, which are two really distinct streets in the city for different reasons. St. Charles being the main thoroughfare that has the famed streetcar, which passes right in front of our building, and Julia being sort of Art Gallery Row heading down south towards the river from here. So really distinct streets that showcase some of the unique parts of this city, the art, the streetcar, the history. And I just like the name. You know, I like to think about brand in terms of a story and a narrative and having a story to tell. And immediately we started talking about crafting a narrative around two people, Charles and Julia, meeting on a streetcar, falling in love, this sort of romantic story. And that's what drew me to it, and that's what ultimately led to the development of the concept that we have for this bar, which is a very low-key, casual, mainly drink spot, not really a heavy restaurant. We're gonna have small plates, but what I like to think about, this is a place where you can come in the morning, have coffee, open up the paper, read, sort of lounge and drink coffee for hours and just enjoy the scenery. There's gonna be some outdoor seating. but it's also a place where you can show up at 3 in the afternoon and stay and have drinks until 1 a.m. A lot of range for this cafe. We want it to serve a lot of purposes for the people that come here and the people that stay here.
Guest appearance.
Oh, what's up?
Bucher.
Are you all on, you're not filming right now? You are filming right
You're live.
All right, we have a surprise guest visit from Mike Bucher. He's one of the partners.
Hello, everybody. Catherine.
I think it's looking great. I love the planters. It's going to be one of the best parts. All that wraparound where you see the little bit of green paint, those hollowed out sort of rectangle, that border is all planters. And then you have the banquette seating, and there's going to be some small little cocktail tables as well. Okay, so are they going to be able to open these doors?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. What's the deal here? Why did we put the doors to this one? There's no pocket door on this one, right? Is there a reason for that? I remember talking about it.
You don't have enough room in the wall on either side. I mean,
'Cause you have the
pocket
sink.
doors have big cavities, you know, so you got electric on this side. You just don't have enough space over here.
Got it. There's three types of entrances to the bathroom then. There's the pocket doors, there's this, and then the preferred, I think, is when we have that little vestibule.
Yeah, you get a little privacy there.
Yeah. Okay, so is that dishwasher? Yeah, fridge, dishwasher, cabinets. And then this is one of those where you're talking about that you weren't going to do the shelf before on this.
Yeah, so this, if you look at the drawing for this unit, the shelf start and the backsplash stop right at this
Yeah,
corner.
that's weird.
So we're extending it to here.
Do we have some of the stone? I've never seen
No,
it.
the countertops are ready. They're probably being installed next week. And all you were going to have was this as your countertop with the sink over there. Now you have basically like all of this because the sink is a little more functional.
Yeah.
They didn't like that it was wrapping around, but I think everybody's gotten okay with it. I really don't think it's that big of a deal.
This is massive. So this is the biggest room. It's a 7-bedroom. The kitchen's here. The living room couch is right there. And then there's one big ass table right here. So 7 bedrooms that can sleep up to 14 people. This was a 3 and a 2 6 months ago, which is pretty late in the, I would call that an audible for sure. We changed this to a 7. We've already gotten, I'd say 5 of the pre-bookings have been for the 7. Yeah. Now this is the 2 and 3 bedroom version of what we were just in downstairs. This is the smallest unit then. And like I said, a good majority of the pre-bookings have been the 7 or the 2. So it's funny, like the biggest and the smallest units thus far are getting the most attention or interest. So 2 bedrooms here, and then I think the bathroom, I guess, is behind. Yeah.
Like, this is amazing.
It's a bigger bathroom. These bedrooms that are on the atrium side have the glass block windows to match the pool terrace glass wall. Yeah, they'll have Roman shades, I think. So kitchen hasn't gone up in here, moving slow. And then this can be booked together as a 5. So this door opens up, and it's kind of strange because then you have 2 kitchens, 2 living rooms, 2 dining rooms, but Superdome is right over there. Julia Street right down there.
Basically, the story behind this room was it was supposed to be an outdoor terrace that faced the pool, and it was going to be like a really cool amenity for this unit. But then once we got into the design of it, since it was technically an outdoor and an indoor space, it got really complicated and really expensive. And so
I got it. I can hold it. You talk.
And so what we ended up doing was we ended up deciding to make it a bedroom. But now it's a bedroom with no windows, and it's kind of a cave. So more recently, as in yesterday, we thought about maybe making it into a movie room with a platform built along this wall with a couch up high, and then a couple of like chairs with ottomans, and then a big screen or projector onto this wall, which could just end up being a really cool amenity for people who stay in this unit.
And you were saying that wall's like 2 feet thick, right? So it's
This
like,
wall's almost 2 feet thick with masonry, so it can be pretty quiet. And it's totally separated from all the bedrooms. All the bedrooms are on the other side of the unit. So it could be a really cool space. I mean, when you take away a bedroom, you always run the risk of like, okay, this could have accommodated 12 to 15 people, now it's only accommodated 10 to 12. What does that mean in terms of revenue? But I think with a big couch in here, you could look at it as potentially a space where like your buddy decides to come at the last minute. He doesn't have a room, like he crashes on the couch. But this could be like a memorable unit for people. Maybe people with families, oh yeah, I want to stay in that unit with the movie theater.
all right, I think that's it for today's tour. We got 7 minutes to get out of here. I got a meeting at 1. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for filming, Catherine.
Bye everybody.
Good job, Mike.